Welcome back to Just Enough Garage. This week, we got the pink Jeep back in the picture. Why? This needs a radiator. I got a lot of things going on. I'm going to jam it through. I hope you enjoyed the video last week about the Power Stroke. It seems to be running better and better, so I'm super excited. Let's move forward. Well, as I said in the opener, Pink Willys is back. Come on in here, John. Look at all the rust that's coming. Hey, Storm, look at my hand.
It's quality.
Look at all the rust that's coming through. And it hasn't even been, what, 4 months, 3 months since we painted this?
I don't know.
Do you remember all the metal we put on the inside to keep the water out of the motor?
No, not at all.
Do you think it worked?
It looks like it did.
Yeah, it looks like it did. You could see it running out. Right back there. All right, so what are we here for, John? Does anybody even know what we're doing?
No, I have no clue what we're doing.
So let me tell you a little story. This clown-faced motor, pink, orange, blue, black. Crows! They know what they're doing. Did you see how they shut up when I yelled at them?
Yeah.
Jekyll and Jekyll are over there. Anyways, this is a radiator. It's a GM radiator. I bought a new one on eBay. Showed up a week or two ago, 3 weeks. I don't know, whenever I said I was going to do it. What's happening is down here, Johnny, somewhere around this fitting or in there, it pours out. Okay. Now, it didn't start pouring out until we,
until you drove it.
I mean, it was probably only 12 miles each way, and it did really good. I mean, it didn't leave me, didn't have any problems.
It just dumped all the coolant
Well,
out.
you know, it waited till halfway through the day because it was where I was working, and one of the guys says, "Hey, Darian, you know that sissy pink candy cane looking Jeep, Candyland Jeep you got out there?" I said, "Yeah." He says, "It's puking its guts all over the driveway." And I'm like, "Red? Green? Black?" He says, "It's green." I said, "Oh, well, that's no big deal." So anyways, we went out and looked at it, and so somehow where the end is, we'll get it out here in a minute, where the end is, like on this seam, somewhere right along here. It looks, well, if you get in there right there, John, maybe you can see it. Right, that seam. No, let me see if I can point to it. No, let me hold the camera. Maybe I'm better at a cameraman.
Well, I'm also on the wrong side of the radiator.
Anyways, down here, along that seam, we'll get it out and show you. It looks like it probably froze when it was setting for 12 or 14 years abandoned, and the seam just opened up once I got a little pressure on it. But no, I did all right. What are the problems with this Jeep? This turned out so good. All right, let's move on. What are the problems? The problems are the seat is always wet because the sunroof sucks in like every way fashionable. And it just doesn't even seal. You could throw a cat right through that gap. So I'm gonna have to figure out how to, I don't know, if this thing's broken. Anyways, the seat's wet, carpet's wet, it stinks. It's orange and pink. You get the gist of it. So let me get the new radiator out. This is Storm. She's not ours. We're borrowing her. She comes with a grandchild every Friday. Today's Friday. And she likes us. I mean, you know what they say, if a dog likes you, you must be all right. Anyways, this is the third radiator we've had. These are $116. You know what it would cost to get a copper one? I don't know, more than that. So let's take it out. What I ended up doing is I measured this for a GM. I think this was 25 by 19 if memory serves. And it comes with all the knee pads we need, John.
It comes with some extra knee pads.
I don't know what's going on in the world with China. All I know is this one isn't set up for a transmission cooler. And I saw that. I knew that when I was doing it. And I'm like, why? Why? Come on, why? Why did you not put any... Let me move the box. Why do you not put any holes here? They didn't. So I already had a plan for that. Let me get one of these lay down pads. Oh. There's a box opening video, John.
An unboxing video, you mean?
Unboxing or box opening.
It's, they call it
potato.
They call it
tomato.
They call it unboxing. That's how you get popular.
If you're unboxing, then you're just taking their hits. You're not putting your feet, you know. You goon.
No,
your
it's
generation. So, well, oh,
it's the boxing. It was in a box, and now it's un.
let's have a surprise. Do you think these are going to be the same after dealing with that radiator?
Well, that one's already physically smaller than this one.
Well, yeah, but is it the same over here?
No.
Well, let's get it out and start the whole. You know, I'm getting tired, John. I'm like getting mentally, physically tired of the. You're putting that one off, and I'm putting this one on. And it falls in. Anyways, let's take a walk with me.
I don't know how to walk.
So I got this transmission cooler here that works. We could snip that off.
We could. Yes.
And that's fine. I don't mind doing that. And then I got this one over here against the old 64 Suburban.
Mm-hmm.
It's a little bit smaller, probably more size, but it is beat. I don't think it leaks, but it's seen tougher days. Let's put the bigger one on because then we're like super cool. All right, so
well, let's just go buy a bigger one.
So what we got to do is get these rods out of the way, this coolant out of here. We need to jack it up to get that 5-gallon bucket under it, even though I don't think there's 5 gallons of coolant left in it.
Yeah.
And then I got to get that hose off, and then we got to swear at the thing for a while.
Man, well, you got a real busy day to plan.
Yeah. You know, these projects just are time eaters. They're just time eaters. You know what we need a kick in the face for? You see that still wired up? Let's see if it even runs. It's been sitting here for a while, hasn't it?
I don't know.
At least a week.
Probably.
Cold-blooded, but it runs all right. Yeah, power steering works good. Power brakes work absolutely fabulous. Thing goes into all the gears. That's good. This is horrible. You get a bunch of this action. The windshields, that turned out really good, John. The no windshield wipers, that's not really that convenient.
They turned out okay.
It's not really that convenient. This push button deal, that works okay. We have the other pieces around here somewhere, but I've never finished assembling it. It's like somebody has ADHD. They do like 80% of it, and then they're like, "Oh, look, a shiny quarter. Let me go play with it."
A shiny quarter.
So the paint feels rough because we probably need to color sand it, but then I think it's so thin that it's a waste. So I'm hoping that Mrs. Just Enough Garage just throws her art on it. I can seal it, and then, you know, we can just let it go to rat. Just let it go ratty. We haven't taken one piece off of our Ford.
Oh, not yet.
So once this has got its radiator fixed and is out of here, once the Subaru gets the motor overhauled and we put new gaskets in it, once I move the Suburban out of the way, I'm thinking about putting that over here. Then we can take pieces off as needed. And then if somebody comes to look at the scrap parts that I have, it's outside now on my trailer. In 2 weeks, I have to go to within a few minutes of California to fetch another car that I told you about last week. But that's still down the road. The guy called me the other day. It was cute. He called me and he says, "Hey, I'm digging out all these parts from the shed. You want them?" I'm like, "Yeah, duh." He's like, "Some of them don't even go to the car. You still want them?" I'm like, "Just throw them on, bud. I'll just take everything you got." And then I'll just, you know. Anyways, I don't want to say no because he's cleaning up a property for somebody. And this car I'm getting is like, you know, it'd be like if somebody did that for me, John. There'd be pieces and parts everywhere. All right, that's the way we live. We're car guys. All right, let me get going on this. I think probably once we get the radiator out, we'll just bring you back, show you what we're doing, and then it's just a no-brainer. So let's get our brains turned off. Doop, doop.
Having a good time yet?
So you can see the seam right here. Probably a guy could have bent that over, tapped it, cleaned it real good, and soldered it. Probably. 3 core. Uno, dos, tres. What'd you get out of the coolant? Yeah, an ounce or two.
It looks like puke.
Look at that rusty water in there.
Nice.
I don't think this engine's very good.
Well,
They say what you want to do.
It hasn't gone well so far.
What they say you want to do is get a new radiator, then let all that stuff just go right into it, you know?
Yeah.
So let's see. I ordered a 3-core radiator. Let's see if I got it. Can you see in there?
No.
Well, let me look. Hey, there's 3 of them in there. 3 rows.
Oh, good.
Okay. So now, before we even know if this is going to work, you know what? I'm going to try measuring it.
Got the plastic plugs.
Oh, winner!
So far.
We were up on that one, and this is down here on this little one. So
try to put the radiator upside down and like stuff that one on it.
So these were both the same size? Yeah. So we might have to buy a new hose, but remember that was a used one I found in my junk pile, so.
Yeah.
It would have to have one end on one size and one end on the other size, but the bottom will go together.
And good.
And we got to mount that cooler in here. I think I'm going to take that cooler off the other transmission.
You do what you want.
Anyways, I don't know why they just can't make the same stuff the same way every time. It's like, hey, what if we tweak it? Oh, no, here's an idea. Why don't you just make it like the other one? You know, just do it over and over the same time.
Nah, give it that good angle.
Well, let me go cut that thing off, and then we'll figure out how to... I think we'll just probably go buy those things that go to this, you know, like the ones that are out there, those...
Yeah. How's it going?
All right, so Johnny and me are working in the dark. Duh. We had some errands to run. Radiator's in. What do we have to do? We had to modify this more, which was already modified. We got our cooler sneaking around. We got, what, an inch? 3/4 of an inch? I don't know. We're
Just enough.
working on this now, yeah. The radiator hose actually fit better going backwards. It looks like, I don't know, it's got a little bit of a kink there, but too bad. It'll get with the program.
I think that's the way it was.
You look down here, this isn't touching.
Not yet.
It kind of is. Maybe we have to put a piece of cardboard or something there. Kind of rubbing on that light quite a bit, but it's not pressure. This turned out all right, I guess. It's a little bit squeegee-jawed. I mean, barely I can see it. Oh, this fell down, John. That's partly where. Anyways, so I was digging in the Suburban, and let me show you what I got here. I said I need a jar or a bottle. So we got this bottle here, John. You can see that or not. It's a fish bottle. And inside of it, I kid you not, there's a dead moth. I don't know if you can see in there.
I'll show them the other way. Show them this way.
Yeah.
There's the dead moth.
So the fish ate a moth sometime when it was in that.
Well, the moth went in the fish mouth.
Can you bite it out of there? Go ahead, use your tongue. Get it out of there, John. I don't have any. Let me find some needle nose pliers. Yeah, maybe that'll do it. Getting dark on us. We're almost finished, and I had this bright idea of having a catch can because I've never had one on here.
Come out of there, you
And I mean, how could you not put that fish bottle as a catch can on this? It'll be a hoot. Is that a moth or a piece of wood? Or is it a dead flower?
It's a cork.
A piece of cork. There you go. Well, it looked like a moth. Guess I'm too blind. All right, put it in here. Let's see if it will fit right there.
No.
Okay, will it fit? Oh, will it? Can we attach it to its old... You better get the light, Johnny. It's getting dark. Yeah.
You could wire it to the battery strap.
This was its original. Can I put it right here between the exhaust and that, and then see if the suspension actions? This might be a tomorrow deal, because anyways, what it's supposed to do is have that in there. So it needs to be...
Wired to the alternator.
There you go. Okay, good to go. No problem. I mean, that looks like it'll work fine. Anyways, I think we're going to call it quits because I don't want to start this and put Colin in it tonight and then have to chase leaks in the dark, because there's no way we don't have a leak somewhere. So, anyways, I think in the morning, John, we need to get on this. John did a great job underneath when it wasn't raining this week. He's got the cover off. He's got the exhaust. You got some other stuff down there.
Motor mounts.
So what we got to do is pull the radiator, pull the top of the motor off, pull this one out, put a couple of head gaskets in it, put it back. I'm hoping to do it for under $100 my labor. This is one I'd worked on a year and a half ago. The guy drove it. He had some problems. They replaced a radiator. Next thing you know, it overheated on him. So I'm chasing down a problem. It's become my problem. I purchased it with part of those other cars. I got the Saturn, the Nissan, and this Subaru. This Subaru is going to go to one of my son-in-laws for, he's commuting like 45 miles each way and winter's coming, and you know, this will be a great car for mileage and the fact that it will be so affordable. If something happens on the highway, you'll make money on it. Anyways, let's get going on tomorrow. We'll see you. We'll see you in the morning. All right, next morning, I put up the sun cover. No, it's not because of sun. It's been raining. We're gonna keep on getting rain the rest of the year. So in a minute, we're gonna throw some coolant in it. I got my funnel here because we're gonna need to add some transmission oil because this is a little bit larger, probably a pint or two, and I lost a little one. I disassembled it yesterday. So let's, what do you want to start with, Johnny?
Coolant would be easier.
All right, you want to work this or you want to fill the coolant? Oh, I don't have my coolant funnel. Oh, I can do it. I'm that good. I'm that good. We've been resisting putting stuff on the body paint. I don't know how we did, but I mean, the Jeep stays outside anyways. Got it. And this you just throw right there. Do you think there's a petcock on this? Is there a petcock on it?
No, I don't think there is.
Is it closed? Hey, look, there's a rag down there.
Oh, leave it down there, see what happens.
That'll be a mess. I'll have to clean up. Okay, you look underneath for drippage.
Seems to be going in there.
Should I just put the whole gallon straight in?
Oh yeah, because you're gonna have to put a whole gallon of water in.
Can you see?
Not without some light.
It's about halfway. I should put some water in with it. We took our goldfish away. We thought it looked better over there on that Ford, so that's where we're gonna put it. So you just get a standard pop bottle. All right, is that up to the top or is it?
I don't know.
Hell, I can't see nothing in there.
You aren't even halfway.
I wonder where it's going. Hopefully in the engine.
That'd be my guess. No, but you got a circle on your radiator now.
Where at?
Right in the middle of the fan.
What the hell? Why we can't have nothing nice? So it scratched already, huh?
Very lightly.
Like you suspected, we're down here and we need to be up there. Maybe that'll fall in too.
Not probably now. But you can kind of see a little ring where the bolts were.
was seeing this, it was a cobweb. I saw that coming around and I thought, it's got something on there. There's some kind of cobweb or...
Well, there's a scratch on the... You can
It looks
see.
like it hit right here on this piece.
Yeah,
Right down there.
Let me get these people to see it.
I think that flange, as it revs up, it flexes. So we need to pull that thing that way because as it revs up, it's touched right at the bottom.
Come on, focus down there.
Flex fan, that's what you want, John. You want it to flex.
Yeah, you want to flex into your radiator.
Well, we percolate on that. I'll put oil in it.
So how's it going?
Well, I'll be honest with you. The camera's making me mad today because I'm doing this kind of work off camera. It's called jury rigging. You take wiring and you wire the radiator at the bottom like this so the fan stays out of it. It always makes me mad, John, when I have to jury rig something. I mean, don't look at it as a whole. Look at the subparts. The subparts make me mad. As a whole, I'm okay with it. It's just... Alright, I added some oil. I topped off the coolant. I wired the bottom in so the fan won't pull it like this when it's drawing air. Let's see what happens. And then we're going to have to rev it up a little and see if the fan destroys the radiator, because I know whoever drives it next is going to rev it up to drive it.
Yeah.
Used cam, remember that old used cam I got out of that old used engine?
Yeah.
Put this project away and start another horrible project.
Oh yeah.
Do not grab the wrong blue bucket and put antifreeze in your transmission.
Yeah, it's right there.
I knew it. I was just testing the people at home. Save that little bit for, like, you know, for 10 years.
Yeah.
Homemade exhaust sounds good.
Oh yeah.
It doesn't even have leaks or nothing. What do you do at the cap? Delete it?
Over there.
We'll go get it. So I've gotten this theme going the last few years. Three cars for one price. I don't know how they find me. It's not my fault. It was like that when I got here. So if you go back to June of 24. This is my signature, 198,507. I had this motor out. I put a whole, we went and got a used engine for this. Is a friend of mine's car. He sold it to me when he gave up on it. Everything was good. Now let's tell you a story. Story time with Darian. Subarus put their thermostat on the bottom of the engine. It comes off the bottom hose. They drill a hole in the thermostat on the outer edge for air to pass through. If you don't take the time to fill this block with coolant and then you start it, it never gets hot and it never opens. So what happens is you get a big air bubble in here. I understand the same thing happens to LS, is you got to fill the block first. Okay, so he wasn't getting heat out of the engine at wintertime. He thought, oh, it's running too cool. He took it to another shop, which is fine because I'm a busy guy. He didn't want to bother me. They said the thermostat must be open. So they took the thermostat out and it had this hole drilled in it, which it comes from the factory. Then they told him that wasn't right and he needed a new radiator. So this is a brand new radiator. Okay, fine. They did that work. They charged him whatever they charged him. He drove the thing about 6 miles. That big air bubble inside there got the engine hot because there was not coolant in the block because nobody fills it from the top because they didn't know about Subarus, I was told. So it has a bad head gasket. It has about 4,000 miles on it since we did the work. So everything's new except for the gaskets are tortured. Hopefully the heads are still good. I took a chance on it. You know, I paid what it was asking because I know this was a good car. The air conditioner worked. It ran, drove okay. He had put a bunch of money into the front end. It is just an old 99, so it's 25, 26 years old. And I know the motor's good. And now, of course, it has a new radiator and a new thermostat, so that's good. Before we just put the used radiator back in and stuff. So anyways, what I'm going to tell you about this is a long, boring story. Is if you're a little backyard mechanic like me, you want to put these up on ramps, you get your 21-year-old son to go under and do all the exhaust. You come up here. Now, this is the intimidating part. Let me explain this, and we'll probably just take videos from time to time. The air box goes away. This goes away. You take off the air conditioner, it flops over here. The alternator goes away. The power steering pump comes over here where this was, and it hangs there. You don't have to break any of the lines. You take off these 3 fuel lines, and then there's a little bit of linkage here. There's some heater hoses after we pull the radiator. That'll all be easy to see. And then there's 8 bolts on this whole intake manifold. That all comes off as one. The fuel injections, it's a modular unit. There's just plug-ins. You pull it up, you unplug everything, and that whole spider just comes off and goes away. Then you're just down to the block. You get the top 2 motor mounts, the bottom motor mounts are here, and then the bell housing, there's 2 here, I think there's 6 on this one because it's newer. So there's 6 bolts, and then there's a window, you do the transmission to torque converter, then you just lift it right out with your engine. We'll probably spend 2 hours or less pulling the heads, putting them back on, putting all the timing components back on, shoving it back in. This is a 10 or 12 hour job. You take it to a shop, same 10 or 12 hours. It's about $4,000 though. So nobody does it. So every Subaru's got a bad head gasket. A guy can do these. I'm not really obsessed with them, but I've done about 4 or 5 of them in my lifetime. And a car like this is cheap. You throw $100 worth of gaskets at it, down the road for, well, it should have been 25 or 50,000 miles before it needed anything, but like I say, coolant in the block is very important. Anyways, we'll just show you clips as we go. We'll try to fill out the video. Apparently we're working with coolant, getting ready for winter. So, bada bing, bada boom. Let's see if we can do this today, John, with the daylight. Our goal is to get it out and on the stand before we call it quits. Mouse poops.
Huh?
So there was a mouse poop right there.
Oh, nice.
What is this? Is this our... Oh, that's okay. Alright, so welcome back. It's like 1:15. We started this at noon, so this is literally taking us an hour and 15 minutes. That's what I'm talking about. Now, I know nobody cares because nobody's doing Subarus anymore. But if you take the bolts, there's these 12mm bolts, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. These come off with the thing. There's this water connection, this knock sensor, and this plug-in right here for the water temperature. Right there, there, and then this one. And then it also this one. Oh yeah, the crank sensor. Then it just lifts right off. Don't make the mistake of trying to disassemble that. Just leave it the way it is. There's a couple of vacuum hoses that go on it. The fuel rails are right there. Remember I said earlier on it had a fuel injector problem? Well, it's pretty easy to get to the injectors right now. So I'll probably do that. I have another one I'll switch it with. You can do them in the car. What I made a mistake on is we wrinkled this a little bit. These were new 4,000 miles ago. And it probably will lay down, but I might just get another one. When you go to move that thing, sometimes it drags and it gets bound up. So, yeah, again, it's probably not, I mean, these are like 20 bucks. It's probably just worth not having a vacuum leak, so we'll replace those. All right, now, everything's loose except for those two heater hoses right there.
Yep, 1, 2.
We have to go under here, and we rotate this with a 22 millimeter socket, and we take out the bolts from there. And I think we got 2 more upper bolts over there. One is the starter that's shared. The starter stays, and then there's 1 more down below there, and we're ready to lift this out. That being said, we also got to move that dang truck, because remember we put the engine picker in
Behind it.
So we'll roll the truck out here. It stopped raining. We're almost there. My goal was to get this thing out today, get the heads off of it. Here's the gasket right here, and get the Felt Pro number off of it. It doesn't smelt burnt or overheated, so I think we can just replace the gasket. That's my plan. If the engine's no good, it's no good. We'll know that when we get in. But in order to do that, putting it on the stand, we'll take all the plastic and everything off, because when you drop the heads, you're going to lose all the timing. Again, some years ago, I showed a video, maybe even of this car. I don't remember. You know, we made 213 or something videos, John.
No.
Some are better than others. Whatever. Anyways, when it's all said and done, putting it back in will be the same thing. Now, you notice that we have this rod out. You put the jack under there, and you want to bring this up high, as high as you can get away with it, because then when you go to put it in, there's 2 pins like a Volkswagen Beetle. You got to put those in, and if you don't have it at the right angle, they get all bound up, and that's where most people lose their patience. We're going to put some chains through these holes here. I got some little picking things I've made, and then you end up putting a ratchet strap onto the arm, and you can adjust it this way. That seems to be our way of doing it. Anyways, I think we'll get back with you in a few minutes. I definitely want to show you the gaskets come apart. Then you'll probably never see it again, but that's okay. You guys got other things to watch on YouTube. All right, catch you in a bit. Well, my helper gave up on me, so I'm doing this on my own. It's there jacked up. You can see that there's a little bit of flex that happens in those shafts. And then if I want to let it set, I'll let you watch. I just turn the handle, and that's about how far up you got to lift those. A couple inches. Comes out slick as can be. These are the 2 bolts. It's nothing to it. Now, remember how I said almost every video I end up doing some welding? I don't even look for this welding anymore. But the wheel, I was trying to wheel this out of the shop, and the wheel keeps coming off. Well, I don't want to have to deal with that once I get it heavy. So I got to take this old yellow washer, put it right there, booger weld the center, and forever this will be no problem. So let me get you set up and you can watch. It's like there's constant repair going on here at the same time. We're building, you know. There's a spot for the ground. It's a Harbor Freight special. I like the ones with 2 wheels in the front. I think they're safer, they're more balanced. It's about 240, so John and I worked on it for about 2.5 hours to get this far. In the last 20 minutes or so, I've moved the 48 Ford out, got some help rolling it down the hill, then putting it back in. I just Iron Man it. I'll probably pay for that later, but whatever. Just weld this on and move on with life. Good to go. Another 1,000 miles out of that one. There's your welding for the video. Well, as you can see, we're inside, and I got this little tiny space to work on my little tiny engine. And I was just showing John my broken tools. And I said, we should probably film this. Craftsman. I should be able to get a new one of these, you'd think. Mm-hmm. Anyways, until then.
They usually have lifetime tool warranties.
Until then, I'm going to fix it with black tape. Where's that tape at?
Right here.
How come this doesn't fit back together like it just came apart?
Because it doesn't like you. You got to do it a certain way and you did it wrong.
I didn't give it the secret handshake, huh?
Just drop it. I'm sure it'll lose. See, look.
Oh, it went under there, didn't it?
Yeah, of course it did.
You know what? I'm getting already. We haven't even started. I'm already getting mad. There's the spring. Yeah.
Good.
All right. Well, cut the video till we find the pin. Ay. All right. Pin is found. Remember when I used to have that bit? Why is everything I own junk?
I didn't think it was a bit. I thought it was just reality.
It turns out it was reality.
Now, you think that'd just stay there since you hammered it in?
Yeah, and I thought about welding it, but maybe I should take it down and see if I can just get another one.
Uh-huh. And they'll be like, well, how did you do this? And you go, well, I used it a bunch.
Yeah, I mean, how come the tool doesn't work? I used it like it was designed to be used.
Breaker bar. And I broke it.
All right. See that? You just put a splint on it, John, and you're good to go. Okay. Let's start with the engine over here. Now that the antics are done, we're going to get to that in a minute. I didn't have my finger pointer. It's over yonder. Okay, first of all, I know that nobody cares about Subaru 2.5 engines. I know it. Okay. But remember, you're watching Just Enough Garage. And what does Just Enough Garage do? It takes you along on their daily experience. I got a Subaru out there that has a bad head gasket. This is one I've worked on. And it's not my fault, but it came back to me like the stray cats that I've talked about a few videos ago. I collect an animal, I get it all healed up, I sent it out. It apparently went to a home that didn't treat it well, and now it came back to me. So I'm going to try to rehome this one. Let's talk about timing belts. These are a 2-cylinder opposed engine. They're similar to your Volkswagen.
4-cylinder.
Yeah, with 2 cylinders on each side. So John's right, 4 cylinders. 2 plus 2 is 4. Unless it's new math, then nobody knows.
Then it's a fish.
Right. So 2 cylinders, crank line in the center, boom. All right. So this is your crank. There's a little arrow right there that lines up with a little notch right there. Hopefully you can see it. That little notch.
Not very well. I'm trying to get it to
focus. Why don't we
focus.
use the light here, bud?
It's just blurry.
All right. So that little arrow lines up with that little notch.
Yeah.
And then the keyway is at the bottom. Now, because Japan is on the other side of the world, typically a keyway is at the top, would represent top dead center for that cylinder, not this. Then you got this little line here that looks like a scratch, lines up with that little line right there. And that lines up. When the belt's new, it has paint on it.
Well, if you buy that specific belt.
Right. Over here, you got this little line, and it lines up with that little plastic notch. If you get all 3 of those together, this is the idler that pushes pressure on it. This is the water pump. That's an idler, idler, idler. Okay, now we got that established. That's how I'll put it back together. So I got this.
Broken bar.
Let me get a 14 millimeter out of my drawer. Metrics are right here in case anybody ever wants to do it.
Yeah, in case anybody wants to come over here and
If you want to start some of my projects.
Take Subaru engines apart.
15.
It's going to be this one.
That's that one?
It's going to be.
Is that the one? You know, if I was a tool manufacturer, look how small that is. Put a 14 like right there. I mean, advertise it. Now, of course, it's missing the pin. So all day long, it's going to be falling off. All right. What you do with these is you want to take this one off first.
You want to flip the engine over accidentally, too.
That's the one that's going to be your last one on, your first one off. Now, don't stress when it all loses timing, because in a few minutes we're going to have the heads off anyways. Mm-hmm. Sometimes I like to use an impact gun, but these I don't like to. All right. There's the bolt. You just put it down there.
Yeah. Make sure you put it somewhere you'll remember.
And then you can drop this off.
We're usually good at finding where the floor is.
This stuff's all new. Like I say, it has 4,000 miles on it.
Yeah.
So we remember where that one goes. We'll just put it there for now. So now this got loose. Mm-hmm. You say, well, it's not loose enough, Darian. You're right. I said that was the first one you take off. Then you take this one off. Seems like those could have been a little bit tighter.
Well, out of the things that broke on this engine, it wasn't that.
No, I'm just saying. Sometimes they put Loctite in these, sometimes they don't. I obviously didn't. I do have some, but you know, if I don't do it right. Okay, you take that one off. It goes there. You got to remember where they go. It does matter. All right, so now we take our belt off. Now it's important that this belt runs the same direction. So I don't want to invert this. I want to keep this way. So I'm going to hang it on this motorcycle like this.
And forget about it.
And then it should just go right back on. This is the next thing. Let me show you how to reload this. I shouldn't have to take anything else off. There's a couple of 10mm bolts. Oh, that one's already broke off.
Yeah, I think it's plastic that broke.
Yeah. All right, and we'll fix this. And I'll show you how to put the hand grenade pin. I got it right there. Give me that hand grenade pin, John. Okay. I think maybe we'll show this a little bit, and then I'll just pull the heads and we'll go to the next. But nobody's interested in watching all this. This usually has an O-ring on it so it doesn't fall out. Now, right here, you see this piece right here I've had to replace because the last guy that worked on it impacted that till it was stripped out.
Just a little bit.
So, bring me that hand grenade pin. So the way this is designed is you'll put that through when that's pushed down, and then that will hold it. This is an actual Subaru one. I hold on to junk like that. Let's go over to the vise. So now we're over at the vise. I'm just gonna push this thing together. And they say you're not supposed to reuse these, John.
Yeah.
You just give it a little bit and let rest. Give it a little bit and rest. Sometimes they break, they say, but I think I got another one over there.
Probably.
I don't know if it's fluid filled or what. But if you give it just a little bit and let it, you'll feel it. In fact, I'll put that out of my hand. It'll make it easier on.
No, just accidentally bend your grenade pin.
And 25 minutes later, you finally got it moved a few thousandths of an inch. That should go all the way down till it's flat flush, or until the pin goes in. So it's into the first part, but it's not into the back. So I'm through the first hole and into the shaft. Oh, baby, it's going to fall into spot. There it goes. So now,
So make sure it's sticking out the back.
I can feel it sticking out the back.
There you go. Now you got a reloaded grenade.
Oh, it's not sticking out the back, John.
I
Look.
told you to check.
I couldn't see. I'm old.
Man, messing up the grenade pin.
I had one job. This is called fiddling. That's still pretty straight.
Well, yeah, it's a pretty solid piece of metal.
Oh, I felt it go in.
I've heard those lies before.
And that's where you came from. All right. So now I got it in there. This isn't exactly the right pin.
Yeah, it was probably one of the other ones we have around.
One size does not fit all. All right.
It fits most.
Let's
This is one of those.
Yeah, let's put this to the side, and then we'll go ahead and get the heads off of it, and I'll show you what the gasket looks like.
So what you doing?
John thought you might want to hear this. It sounds like the bolts break every time you break the torque on these. So I've got the 4 outer. There's only 6, and then you do the 2. I've done. And yes, I have broken these bolts before, not this on this engine, but sometimes they get really corroded. All right, so now this is where we can use the impact tool to run the threads out, because they're like 2.5 inches into the body of this thing.
I only remember them being 3 inches long.
All right, you want to get me the little.
You grab the impact gun.
Yeah, let's switch that to the bigger one.
It should be this guy.
Oh, buddy, that's the one I want. 14 millimeter, 12
point.
Oh, it's on high gear. What? Oh, there is a washer. Yeah. Good. I was like, man. So story time with Darian. I was 16 years old and I had a 1977 Honda Civic, 1200cc engine. They're the ones, they were different than the 1500cc engine because the 1200 had the carburetor on the inside and then the exhaust, so it was a cross flow head. I put a head gasket in that motor and I did not realize I was missing one of these washers. So it torqued down all right, but what it was doing is bottoming out the thread and not putting clamping force on the edge of the gasket. I went through 3 head gaskets, blaming the tools until I looked at it like, oh, you dummy. I put the washers in there and guess what? It ran perfect for years and years and years. That was in my high school days. I had old Chevys and Honda Civics. I didn't get into Subarus, I think, until late 20s. All right, so now I don't want this to fall on the ground clearly. So
we're just going to drop it.
Let me see if I can hold on to it. All right, you hold on to that.
Good thing this ain't no big block.
Oh, come on, you. Come on, you. Come on, you. This one, come on, you. Come on, you. Come on, you. What is your problem, bud?
Is that coolant hose hooked up?
No, that coolant hose doesn't attach to this.
I'm just making sure because it.
I got this out of the way.
I think it's just plastic right now.
Nope, just in the way.
Just struggling.
Oh, I think we have to lift that out because that's. I think that's what it does is it traps it right there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. All right. So let's go ahead and knock that out of the way. Okay. Grab onto the gasket and hold that. Let me set this up here on the motorcycle. Oh, something just fell in the oil, John.
Oh, dang. I think you put
there's
coolant.
a freaking exhaust gasket off the bottom.
Oh, yeah.
I got more in there. Don't care. Okay, so you see that? Oil usually is where they leak, but of course this...
I can see where the issue is.
Right there?
Yeah. You can see it on the head, too.
Right there.
Yeah.
So that was probably where it's getting into the combustion chamber.
Oh, well, that doesn't look like it would get in the combustion chamber, but it lose coolant.
Which way was it on there? Did you turn it around enough? We don't know anymore.
This should be up against there because that's the burn mark, and that's how I grabbed it off of there.
Anyways, this is the right gasket. It's multi-layer.
It's multi-layer. It's a nice one.
So why did it lose it?
I don't know, because I don't know why it did that.
This might be not the head that's leaking.
Might not
Typically, what they start doing is leaking right here. And this, some reason down in here is usually, this cylinder right in here is usually. Well, let me set this on the floor.
Touch this. Oh, that's not fun texture.
Is there some...
Oh, it's either ripped part of the gasket off and stuck there, or there's just some miracle magic.
Well, either way, it's by the coolant.
It's by the coolant, but again, that's not...
So none of these are shiny. But keep in mind it's been driven 10 miles since it had a head gasket problem. No, it probably didn't even drive that much.
Yeah, so...
Usually one of these is going to be like polished from the water.
Well, we'll have to find
take
out.
The other side off.
Yeah.
You know what? We'll get back with you when we get the other side off.
Alrighty.
So the second head's off. As John's pointing out, we got a little bit of marking there. When you compare that to the gasket, there's a little bit of delamination.
A little bit of being toasted.
But then you look on this side, it's a little bit delaminated. So I'm not an expert. Look, I told you guys before, I'm a backyard guy. This was moisture in this cylinder where this one's dry, but it was also tilted over. When I took it off, a bunch of coolant came out of the lower channels. So I don't know if but you see how that seems like that's got condensation in it?
This is cleaner than this one too, so
that's probably our problem. So now why, John? Why?
Well, you rub your finger across here and you can tell that it's smooth. So I don't know.
Oh, look, there's a pine needle already gone on it just from us touching it.
Oh, good. Let's touch it some more.
So I think we can do is we'll get some steel wool or a SOS pad or whatever. And we'll clean that grub off. We'll put our straight edge across. We'll shine the light test. We'll do the feeler gauge. Again, this thing ran really good till it was overheated. So it's nothing that... These gaskets, there's nothing wrong with. Those are the right gaskets. I did buy the copper spray. Let me talk about the copper spray. Let's go look at the copper spray. Oh, give me that light. We'll look at the other side, the other half of the motor while we got it over here. See, that coolant came out, which doesn't surprise me because the engine's tilted this way, right?
Oh, yeah. There's definitely a difference.
Yeah, it looks like there's water in this cylinder, doesn't it?
Yeah, because that one's a lot cleaner than this one.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, look at right here. You can see a little bit of a rust ring where it's been setting for a few, and it has this fail at that. So I guess the gasket was on this side.
Yeah, I think that's the one that failed because you can see the dirt from.
Yeah. That's where it got hot.
Yep.
You can see how beautiful we did on this other job. We'd cleaned it up real nice. Say we're not hacks. It's just you always want to know, why did it fail? Anyways, I drained the oil. There was no water in the oil. I put a new filter on it already because it was making a mess on my floor.
And you wanted to keep your floor clean.
So let's get some paper towels. And I think, let's go copper spray. So let's talk about this kit. This is an O'Reilly's kit. Head gaskets could be purchased separately. I needed the intake manifold gaskets, but the whole kit was $10 more. So it gave me a bunch of stuff I may not use. But all the valve cover gaskets and stuff, I don't know. I didn't have any oil leaks. Sometimes you can do it. I'll probably just put it all in and be done with it once and for all. But this copper spray gasket is supposed to take up some of the irregularities.
Yeah, some of the not smooth.
So I got, this one's probably about up to here, right? And then I got a new can just a few minutes ago tonight. Comes in a different. But anyways, I got enough to really spray those with copper. We'll retorque them. I had torqued those at 65 foot-pound Subaru. I know anybody in the comments is going to want to tell me, you do it 25%, then you do 3 and 3. No, excuse me. 25 pounds, foot-pounds, and then 3/4 turns. So I did that one time and I equated that to be like 65 foot-pounds, but I could be wrong. So we could try that tonight on this one. We'll do it 25 foot-pounds for everything that sets the gasket, and then you go, so you take the handle and go 1/4, and you do all those, and you come back and do 1/4, and then you do 1/4. That is a way of doing it. I don't know. If you look it up for a 1/2 inch head bolt, that's about 65 foot-pounds. So, I mean, it could have been my problem. Oh, if it wasn't overheated. Yeah.
Yeah. I was about to say, none of your other cars have ever done that.
No, it's always worked. So I'm going to trust my system. We'll spray the copper. We'll, you know what? I'll bring it 1/4, and then we can chase it with the torque wrench and see what it feels like. Anyways, yeah, that's what's going on. These little engines move just that little bit, John. A couple of inches stroke. I don't know what it is. I guess somebody could look it up if they were really like into it. Anyways, we'll get going on this cleanup. I'll show you the reassembly. Anyways, we're going to move on with something else. Probably just show you the car driving down the road, a little bit of the reassembly. And that's it. Bada bing, bada boom. Don't be afraid of taking these projects on. You got about $200 to $300 in parts in a weekend, and you can have yourself a head gasket solved problem. Most of the times you can buy these Subarus for a few $100. Put a few hundred in them, and you'll get 4 or 5 years of use out of them. So it's a way to do it. Anyways, we'll get going and talk to you guys in a few minutes. Okay, I didn't want to make the whole episode about Subaru engines, so we got to pull a small block Chevy in the morning. We got a trailer to unload. We got a lot of stuff we're trying to do in this video. However, this tells you up. This should line up with everything. If I was to turn this over like that, it would still be up. But look what it does. It offsets the cylinder. See? Offsets. So otherwise it's the same, not same. So typically that's the way it'll go. Now the copper spray, I'm going to spray both sides of this. And I think you guys remember seeing us do that in the Ford truck that John did. I think we did copper sprays on those, didn't we? Pretty sure we did. And so then I'll spray this with copper outside, bring it in, put it down. But I just got to remember that, right? I don't want to invert that. Anyways, we'll get back to you in a minute. There. Okay, well, we just skipped ahead. Skip to the end. We put the time belt back on. The gaskets are in. We've torqued them down. Actually, I went 70 foot-pounds. We aligned it over there with a straight edge, and it was very, very close. We could barely see any light. So we feel good about that. Like I say, we put the copper on. You know, it's a repair job. It's a patch job. It's a turd that's going to be polished, but I'm not even going to polish it. Tomorrow we'll throw the covers on it. Usually I like to have the valve covers on so I can watch that seal before we put that on. You're probably not going to see this again until it's like driving in the car. It's not that interesting. It's just part of our life. So tomorrow we have something exciting. We're going to pull an old small block Chevy out of an old 70 Chev truck that's being turned into a trailer because it's a rusty pile of junk. The engine doesn't run, but I traded the Nissan for it, so I get free engine and transmission, which will be good. You know, I like collecting those old small blocks, so we'll put it to use. We can get this into the car. We can put it on the stand, John, and do a whole tear down on that and see what it is. It's an unknown condition. It was a pig and a poke. We just said, yeah, I'll trade for that. But of course, I have to pull that out. But the guy's going to help me. So we may or may not film some of that depending on, you know, the situation at the house we're at. So anyways, we'll see you when we see you. This is not the end. All right, good morning. John and I are out fetching this small block Chevy out of this 1970 Chev right here. This is the way you get these engines now, is you get a buddy who has a field full of stuff and you come out. This thing's hammered, so don't even think, oh, we're going to restore it. That's the engine. It's already high horsepower. Look, John, it's got the flip. Go ahead and rotate it. Tell everybody how easily it rotates. Yoink, clutch fan. Anyways, it's a short water pump setup. It's got the power steering, the alternator bracket. It does have headers, which are whatever. Anyways, check it out. This truck is just beat. It's a C10 custom. Check these out too. They got some kind of a hanger on the side for a camper. Somebody was like old timing it. Anyways, the truck is just beat. I don't know how many miles are on it. It doesn't run. We know that. It has a tachometer. The guy said we could take whatever we want, so maybe we'll try to fetch those gun racks because those are hard to come by. And we'll fix that tachometer out of there. And we'll pull the small block Chevy. We're going to move it out here. We are literally in a goat field. I don't want to show you all his stuff. He's kind of a private individual. But this is the view. Some overhead power lines. We got to move an axle out of the way so we can row it ahead. But it is 8-cylinder 350 1970. Stop.
rolls real nice.
Well, look who's back. All of our friendly goats. They came to see what we did. Their set engine, transmission hanging on the stand. Found some metal. It's been raining. Set up a tent. John, was it a bad job?
It was a job.
It was a job. We got the other truck pulled back up the hill. Not that it matters anymore. We just took the front end off. Okay, so you didn't miss nothing. It was a long, cold experience. The motor is absolutely frozen up. Took out all the spark plugs. They didn't look too bad.
You say that, but
I mean, there was...
that one's got a lot of rust in it.
Yeah, well, that one broke, so that was a bad one. That's why it didn't run. Oh, wait, that's not the broke one. That's the broke one. Anyways, yeah, we pulled the distributor carburetor. It has a good-looking turbo 350 short shaft. The headers were junk. They were all rusted out, surprise. But it has this early power steering pump and alternator bracket. It's a short water pump. It has some value, I think, and I needed it for my Z car, so yeah, we'll work on it. It's going to be on the pile of things to do. We're going to get back home. We got to do, what do we got to do today, John? We got to pull that. We got to put a Subaru engine in, which finished that up. This was a delay.
Yep.
We got to get that 48 Ford off that trailer so I can use that trailer this weekend to go get my 1936 car that I'm not going to show anybody till I show them. And meanwhile, we're still working in a goat field. You got to love country life.